Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Helena. If you're tuning in with me for the first time, a lovely extra special welcome. Good morning, good afternoon and good evening to everybody. Let's get straight into this video. So 10 side hustles that you can start today with no money or experience. Working from home is what this video is going to be about. What inspired me to make this video is just generally the current climate of the economy. It's good to have a job, but that job is not always going to 24/7 permanently be there. Like, even if you've been in your job for like 10-20 years, what if they just dropped you off tomorrow and made you redundant and you're left having to fend for yourself? You know, then what? And obviously to you it might just be the case that, oh, you might just think, yeah, let me just go and get another job then. But in this day and age, especially this 21st century, this 2024 that we're about to go into 2025, it's not just get a job like that anymore, because AI is taking over things. If you're happy in your 9 to 5, or you're happy in your 5 to 9, or your night shift, whatever kind of job that you do, you're happy in it, and that's fine. So maybe this video is not for you, but this is for people who you want more. You don't want to just depend on your job, or even if you're not working full-time at the moment, even if it's part-time, but you want to fill in the gaps. You want to be able to just have another source of income there, or something that you can do on the side, that even if it's just a bit of change for now, then that's okay, and then you can build yourself up to actually be making passive income in the future. It's not about the money in itself, it's about what can the money do, using the money as a tool to be able to open doors in other areas of. Another thing is societal pressures and codependency, and having to just depending on your job in general, like just having that as your only income in this day and age is not safe. I don't think it's not safe. It might be doing you for now, and it's been doing you for like the past how many years. It's been great, but yeah, literally if you just drop today, made redundant, then what happens? You know what I mean? You want to be able to at least have something there, even if it's just £20, even £100, an extra £100 a month coming in. It's going to do you much better than just completely nothing. Or if you think about like how many years of work you've actually been working from the first day, from the first job that you ever had, and you're working up until this very day, and you're just thinking, working so much for what? You know what I mean? Working so much for what? A part of it to put in your savings, another part to take care of yourself and your family, another part to, you know, be able to travel, or just do things that you want to do and enjoy your hobbies and things. Yeah, but it's just like, as well, I don't know, do you ever just find yourself just working and working. The money's coming in and it's coming out, but what am I really doing with it? What am I really doing with it? Where is it even all really going? Do you know what I mean? You want to be able to live, like live to live, not live to survive, you know? Well, that's just me personally anyway. You might be able to relate, you might not, but yeah. Anyway, the only thing that you're gonna need is at least a Wi-Fi connection or a data on your phone, mobile data connection. If you don't have that, you can try your local library, you can try your council house, you can try a cyber cafe. Yeah, they might, obviously they're going to charge you at a cyber cafe, probably just a small little fee, but it's free at the council, it's free in local library. Even if you go just into town, you know, like using public Wi-Fi, find a little nice spot where you can sit down and, you know, concentrate. So yeah, there are your options, guys. So 10 side hustles that you can start today with no money or experience, working from home. And just bear in mind as well that some of these options, some of them is completely no money, you don't need. Some of them completely no experience, you don't need. But then some of them are both, if that makes sense. So number one, the first side hustle that you can start is freelancing. Is doing pieces of work for different organisations rather than working all the time for a single organisation. It's someone who's not necessarily committed to a long-term job with an employer. You know, it's someone that would prefer to earn your wages on a per job to per task basis, if that makes sense, like an independent contractor working for yourself. Examples of a freelancer include bloggers, graphic designers, video editors, copy editors, copywriters, illustrators, data entry clerks, personal trainers and wellness coaches. And there's actually so many more examples, but these are just a few that I wanted to highlight. The platforms that you want to be looking at where it's actually accessible for you to start start yourself up as a freelancer, like officially, you can try Fiverr, You can try Upwork, there's guru.com, TopTal and Solid Gigs. There are more as well, but again, these are just the ones that I'm highlighting. These platforms are free to use, but then I think after a certain amount of time, there's a subscription fee that they're going to charge you. Obviously, that when you do start the job and when you're starting to make the money, how is the platform going to be making the money as well? So that's how they make their money. So there might just be like a small fee that you're charged every month or every week, depending on what your subscription is. You're going to be charged. So number 2 side hustle is a content creator, and I'm sure if you're like locked in with social media and things like that, even if you're not locked in, you can see that it's become much more popular over the years, especially during the pandemic, I would say, because that was a time where we were all isolated, we were all just in one space, not really being able to do anything, you can't actually physically go out to work, more people are working from home, you know, so it's just a space that allows you to display your creativity, your talents, your gifts, your skills, essentially, you know, the main thing being, display your skills and get paid for your skills, you know what I mean? Because if you can get paid in a job that requires you to have, for example, organizational skills, communication skills, time management skills, the job is requiring you to have that, and it's going to pay you for that. They're not necessarily paying you for your skills, it's that the job requires your skills. They pay you for your time, and this is why I say as well, like, time is your biggest investment at the end of the day, because you could choose to put your time towards going, you know, waking up and going physically to the job, or you can be doing the job yourself. But it's just about as well having the discipline to, because if you think about it, with a job, because you know, like, definitely I'll get paid at the end of the month, or I'll get paid at this certain day, or like there's a certainty, there's a guarantee that you're going to get a check, going from payslip to payslip, paycheck to paycheck, like, you know, is a guarantee. But it's different and it's harder when it's on you yourself and there's not necessarily a guarantee, because even with the content creation, which is content creator, which is someone who creates and publishes content online to grow an audience and eventually monetize their work. Find your niche and then master it. Choose something that you're going to actually be able to keep doing long term. But even if at one point you get bored, or I don't know, like, just something that, how can I say, just always choose something that you are passionate about. It doesn't have to be completely like you're jumping over the moon about it, or like you know what I mean, you're so excited, and that's great, but just something that you actually enjoy is so important. It's so important, because you're gonna have the days where you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to, like, you just can't be bothered, you don't even want to, like, you've just had enough, you're exhausted and things, but you have to keep going. We have to keep going. At the end of the day, choose something that you really enjoy. So then on these days, so when you're going through these hard days, at least you know, well, I actually enjoy this, and I actually, you know, it's not, you're not having to like force yourself or pluck out so much courage out of yourself to even be able to get out of bed, to be able to, like, you're not dreading it, basically. It's something that you enjoy, and it's something that you will be able to keep doing long term, that even when you get bored, can you breathe? Like, even when you get bored, you'll be alright, because it's your passion, or it's something that you actually genuinely enjoy. Examples of content creation that you can do includes a social media influencer, you can do vlogging, you can be writing blogs and newsletters. There's online publishing for ebooks and magazines. Maybe you're into writing and you can write a book, be an author, be what you want to be. You know what I mean? Do what you want to do. Literally, you know the saying that they say, oh, the sky is your limit, and you know, these are the cliche terms, and like, literally, they're not cliche terms, and they're not just cliche, like, you can actually do it. You can actually do what you want to do and excel in it. Maybe you're into fashion, maybe music, you know, education, entertainment, art, teaching. I think like these niches in particular are like, they stand out more. In this day and age, I feel like you need to be able to read the room, kind of thing, read the temperature, feel the temperature in terms of like, what are actual people's needs, what do people actually need, and what do they want, and, you know, try and solve problems. Not completely, you don't have to have all the answers in the world, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, identify a need in your niche, and then identify a problem in your niche, and try and figure out a resolution as to how can you, what type of content can you create to help these people, to help your audience, right? Because that's what they're going to be tuning in for. Video game, streaming, Twitch, YouTube, sports, painting, drawing, cooking, tutorials. The list goes on. It really does. Like, you literally can do anything. The number 3 is an online business, which is a business that generates revenue through the internet, primarily through the internet, social media. Even if you don't know how are you going to execute the idea, just start. I know people that they say like, oh, just start the business, just do it, just whatever, just do it, just, and it's not that easy to just do it. It's not that easy to just start. But you know what I would recommend like, you write up a business plan. It doesn't have to be like so formal, and no, like just literally jot down a few ideas. When you don't know where to start, like start with one word that, like, what do you want the business to be about? What is the business about, and what is your aim for the business? Like, what is the goal? Selling products and services, offering digital downloads, creating content, developing software solutions, and digital marketing. They're just some examples. Again, you can actually literally do whatever you want to do. Some industries as well that you might want to tap into include teaching and tutoring, health, beauty, construction. Starting the business, you can use these e-commerce platforms to access your, or how can I say, to set up your shop. So there's Etsy, there's eBay, and there's Shopify. Shopify, I think they do a 30-day free trial at first, and then there's a monthly subscription that follows. With eBay, it's free to list, but then when you do sell an item or you sell a few products, they then do start to deduct a small fee. And it is quite small. It's not, you know, anything that's really going to hurt your pockets much like that. But yeah, just consider that, because obviously these platforms are there to help you. It's only right that they get their profit from it as well, isn't it? So yeah, what I want to highlight the most out of this whole video as well is just the comfort as well of working from home, the comfort of not having to get up to actually go to work, do the work, come back home, repeat the same day all over again, when you can literally just be working at the comfort of your home. But another thing as well to point out, another thing I want to point out as well from working at home as well, there is there's a set discipline as well that you need to have with your own self. Try and separate the fact that you are physically at home doing the work from actually doing the work, if that makes sense, to keep you motivated to actually keep you doing it, because as well it can make you quite complacent. And the next side hustle that you can start is a rental arbitrage host, and you can do this on eBay. You can also do this on Vrbo. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's it's VRBO, so you can search that up on Google, but basically it's a vacation rental. A rental arbitrage host is someone who rents the property long term and then sublets it, or how can I say, they resell it on a short-term rental platform like Airbnb and Vrbo. So what it is, let me give you an example, because this was even quite hard for me to understand at first. Imagine when renting a house for £1,500 a month on a long-term lease. Then what you'd do is you sublet, or how do I say, you resell the same house at a short-term rental rate of £200 per night, which could earn you more than you're paying rent in less than 2 weeks. Okay, so how to explain that in a bit of a more simple way. So renting the house, so imagine you're in your house right now, you're renting on a short-term lease for £1,500 a month, right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to sublet the same house. You're going to resell it, not actually sell the house, but because you're renting the property, you're not actually selling the house, you're just renting the property. You're renting the space temporarily for someone on a short-term basis, and you're going to charge them £200 per night, which is making you more than you're paying rent, the £1,500, right? So say your client stays for 2 weeks in your property and you charge them £200 a night, that's gonna be, quick maths, 14 times 200, 28, 200 and 2,800. So 2,800, you've made, within 2 weeks, you've made over what you're renting the house out on a monthly basis. Just any further short-term rental income within the month would be profit for you, minus the expenses, if that makes sense. If you want to look more into it, you can research this on Google, but yeah, even me myself, it was quite a lot to wrap my head around. But yeah, it's free to sign up on Airbnb. You can list your space, but I think you have to request permission from the landlord first, and the reservation's been confirmed, then you're going to pay a service charge, which compared to how much you're actually making is going to be nothing. Like, it would literally just be a bit of change, you know what I mean? You'll be all right. So if you're interested in real estate or property, you want to get yourself onto the ladder, you just want to know more about how do these things work, you can look into rental arbitrage. And also, yeah, serviced accommodation. I think, I don't know if it's the same as serviced accommodation. I don't know if it's the same as serviced accommodation, like completely, but I think it's similar, or I don't know if they're just like using different terms. But yeah, that's that. Number 5 side hustle for you to start today with no money or experience is dropshipping. Dropshipping is an e-commerce business model where a seller sells products without actually having any inventory or actually having the physical product there with them. And how it works is, let me give you an example, because I actually used to do this myself. It didn't turn out great for me, I'm not gonna lie, so that's why I stopped. But no, I believe that it will work for you. So that's why I'm actually even sharing it in the first place. You can set up a website, which is free to do. Depending on which platform you use, you only have to pay for the domain, and it actually might even be free. You might get another trial, like Shopify. You can do on Shopify. There's Printify, there's Wix, AliExpress, eBay. So you're selling perfume on your site. What you're gonna do is the pictures and the description and all the information that you need to get from the supplier, you go to their website, get all the information. I'm not saying completely copy and paste every word for word. Have something that's, make it into your own words as well. But the main thing that you'll need anyway is the picture, the title, what are you actually selling. Gather all that information, put it on your own website or put it onto your eBay now, right? And then if and when the customer buys from you, buys your product, buys the perfume, you're gonna order the product from your supplier directly from them and put in your customer's details so it goes directly to them. You don't physically have the product. Like, this is the good thing as well with dropshipping, and you could turn this into an online business as well, potentially, depending on how well it does, right? So you don't have the physical product, but you fill in the details. So when the customer buys from you, from your website, from your platform, from your eBay, from your Shopify, from wherever, go to the website of your supplier, buy the item, but you're going to put your customer's details in. It has to be, just make sure that, for example, say you're selling hair gel, right? It needs to be the exact same one, the exact same model, because I'm not gonna lie, some challenges that you might run into and some disadvantages that I have to let you know about as well with the drop shipping. It includes quality control, because are you gonna know if the product is definitely legit? Are you gonna know that it's definitely in good condition? No, you're not, because you can't see it. You're just ordering directly from the suppliers. Make sure that the supplier in itself, they're trustworthy, that they're legit. They're not selling counterfeit products. Say, for example, you put onto your store, you have a quantity of 10. Make sure that the supplier actually has 10 as well, because then what happens if 10 people now all of a sudden they come to buy your product, but then now the supplier only has 5 left, or do you know what I mean? So make sure as well, when you're looking at quality control of the products, that just everything is up to par. You want to ensure the customer experience goes smoothly. If I was to dropship again, I think I would actually buy the products directly from the supplier for myself as well, like as a sample, to see like definitely this is in good condition and this is, do you know what I mean? Like, I can actually sell this and it's not going to cause any problems with the customer moving forward, because then it can result in losses for you as a drop shipper, that if they do return or reorder from the manufacturer. The benefits include the initial costs and overheads are reduced, it's easier to test new products, and you don't need a warehouse.
Espaço pelo amor da minha saúde mentalmente. Espaço para sentir o que eu sinto sem ser julgada. Espaço para analisar onde eu fui errada. Espaço, preciso de mil pra resolver meus problemas.